very nice temple resident and also a hardworking, wonderful devotee, came to me and he said, Shamarupa, what's your first memory of Rick? And immediately what came to my mind was him sitting on the ground with a mridanga with a big smile on his face. And he said, yes, that big smile. That's what all the devotees seem to remember about him. He just had this wonderful, positive, ebullient, supportive nature. And I was thinking earlier today, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has described that from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted at least 2 teachings from each of the prominent Vaishnava acharyas in his philosophy of Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. And he said that from Ramanujacharya, he accepted the process of Sharanagati, of surrender, and Vaishnava Seva. Vaishnava Seva means that worship or service to the Vaishnavas is more pleasing to Krishna than someone trying to directly serve Krishna himself. That the service to God is secondary to service to the devotees. And Bhakta Rick definitely had that quality. Anytime any service was needed for the temple, any labor needed, fixing the roof, when there was leaking happening, the building of Tulsi. I think he also was responsible for building a Tulsi's greenhouse that was also on the roof. Any repairs needed for the temple. I remember one time, Chatamai, Rick and I went to New York City for Ramapad Swami's Vyasa Puja celebration. And so they had this big kind of truck, I don't even describe it, it's like a big vehicle. It's more than a truck. It was like this. He drove the whole way, 95 from Boston, from Arlington right down to New York City, without even skipping a beat, not taking a break. He just eased. He called it aggressive, elegant, or elegant, aggressive driving. That he wasn't cutting anybody off, but he was just flowing with the traffic, and always a big smile on his face, and drove the whole way back without a complaint, without wanting to take a break. And this was his nature. He just had this very ebullient, positive, supportive. He was a strong person and talented musician, and he sang. One time I had dinner at their home once, and I saw they had guitars, and I knew they had this devotional music group, and they were describing when they met he was a bluegrass, American folk music. So I said, "Oh, can you play me some of what you guys used to play?" And he beat the guitar, and Chatamai was in the kitchen preparing the prasad to offer to Krishna. And they were just singing in harmony, and she was in the kitchen working away. And it was just a wonderful, sweet moment that I'll always remember and treasure with him. So I know that he has moved on to a higher life, that Krishna is going to take care of him because he took care of Krishna's devotees. But I'm going to miss my friend. And he was a sweet, sweet man. And I think we're all going to lament his passing, but know and confident that he's in Krishna's good graces. So, Bhakta Rick Prabhu ki jai. Thank you very much.
Thank you all for being here. I know that my dad meant a lot to a lot of people, my family especially, but he had an unlimited amount of love, and he shared that so freely with everyone he came across. And, while it's sad that he's no longer here in the flesh, that love that he shared is infinite and everlasting. And that's what I'm carrying away from this, is that he's in my heart, he's in my mother's heart, he's in my sister's hearts, he's in my daughter's heart, he's in all of your hearts, because he touched all of us, and we're all better for it. And it hurts only because it was so good when he was here. And so, yeah, I just want to thank you all for coming here and sharing this moment to celebrate the life that my dad lived and all the lives that he touched. So thank you.
I will say something, my friends. Betty Ball. So Rick and I were together for 44 years. And that's a lot of experience, a lot of journeys to go through together. And it's really nice to have a partner that stays with you no matter how bad things get, no matter how many arguments you have. It's a lot of commitment to stay with a partner for 44 years. And I'm just grateful he was there to play music with me. He was always ready to harmonize. And what a thrill it was to play music on a stage with all of the devotees there at the Boston Common. There was a privilege. These privileges came because Rick was willing to work hard and he didn't quit. So it's a testimony to someone's perseverance. It's a long time to be married to somebody. It's a long time to put so many goals in front of yourself. And Cole said it nicely in his eulogy that he had so many dreams. He listed the dreams. I hope you all read the eulogy. He listed his dreams. And he made every single one of them come true. Because above all, my husband was a man of faith. He believed in miracles before they happened. And I would simply stand by his side and say, no way. But he pulled me along and I was dragging my feet, but I just went along for the ride. And sure enough, amazing material miracles manifested. And just see the spiritual miracles that happen too, as a result of one person's making choices to believe in themselves and to believe in community. So thank you again for being here. It's such a wonderful joy for me to see all your faces here on the screen and to feel your presence, to feel your sympathy and your condolences. But know well that we must move forward and take that love that Rick showed us and share it with everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, this was a very surprise news for me, actually. Other day, actually, in the morning, Premanandini, what they said, this is what actually is sick and in auspicious care. Then, it was a serious matter. It was very really surprised. I didn't know that he was sick because today or something in the Facebook it said he was sick for 1 year or something like that. I never knew. If I had known, I would have suggested him don't be here. You should go to India and have some Ayurvedic treatments. These things could have been treated well in some. He had some liver problem, right? That's what I read in that. So these liver problems, Ayurvedic medicines are very good, and these allopathic medicines are no good actually. So that's what came to my mind. But I know Rick and Chetamai since long back, maybe late 90s and early 2000s. We had several programs also. Meenakshi knows we had several programs we did different places. And Chaitamai was a very nice devotee, and she was coming regularly to the temple and doing services in the temple. Like, she was dressing and many programs we did. Actually, once I went to their home for home program. We did a home program. I think some of you know Keshav Shukla. He's a Brijvasi, and he has a temple in Hallbrook. It's Radha Krishna temple, and of course he is from a different sampradaya. He is not from our sampradaya, different sampradayas. But we did the home program in their place along with that, and I knew Rick there also and his children. Everyone is so much devoted to Krishna, and bhajans they do. And also I read in that while he gave up his body. At that time, they were chanting his face. We'll do the kirtan now. There are after the Association with the Bhakta is very nice. Actually, we did a lot of service to the temple also. Because late in 90s, actually, he did the rope for the temple. Because he is a contractor also. And Chaitanya, his wife is devotee. And he had repaired a rope and so many else other maintenance things he did. And he was a very simple guy. Very nice, always smiling. Whenever I say, oh, he was very fond of me. Whenever he sees me, oh, he was so nice to meet me, embrace me. So he's such a nice kind of person. And as I said, we had a program in their home. I think it was late 90s or something like that. Late 90s, and you remember, right? You also were there. Yes, Keshav Shukla, and we had a program in their home, and it was so nice. And actually, his entire family is very Krishna conscious. So, they in their home, they worship, and also I read, because while he was leaving the body, his daughters actually chanting Krishna's names on his ear. So that's very auspicious. In the time of, if you hear about Krishna, then, destination will be, definitely liberation. Even if it is no liberation, but definitely his next birth, in case, probably he will be liberated, because, while constantly chanting, while he leaves his body, and liberation is, it's given. So there's definitely possibility of liberation. If it is not liberation, then definitely his birth will be in a nice Vaishnava family, where he will, advance wherever he had left off here, And also, since he had so many suffering, they say 1 year he was suffering. And I heard the Chaitanya was saying. And other thing is actually, other surprise for me, because it was in that Vaishnava care, it said, doctors are given him 4 or 6 weeks to live, right? So I was thinking like that. And then that Sunday, I was telling Vanamali Pandit, so we will do a prayer for Bhakta Rick Chadwick for his, speedy recovery. Then he didn't announce it here. Then I asked, what happened? So he said he already left the body. My goodness, that's very... So the doctor said 4 to 6 weeks, and it was immediately, not even 1 week. So what kind of this thing, see? And Chaitanya was saying, because Krishna was relieved him his pain early. That is possibility, early. But that's not a solace for us anyway. But whatever is time, see, this life is given number of breaths. Number of breaths we have, that's already said, for normal. Of course, only special cases, it will be prolonged or anything. And all those yogis, they can prolong their, sometimes they don't want to breathe for, maybe a day or something like that. They can prolong their life. But normal person, number of breaths is already, when you are born, number of breaths. Then, depends upon your yoga and, your attachment and all those things, whatever sadhana you do, on that you can prolong your life. Otherwise, you have to leave the body particular time and it comes. So I believe that that was the time for him to leave the body. And his next destination will be very nice, very, very high, definitely, I'm sure. So that was the thing. And also, actually, I have a lot of memories about Bhakta Rick and his wife Chaitamahi. We did plays Krishna Leela. 2 or 3 times we did this play in different places. You may remember Raghuram Shetty. He was the director of the play, and he also played the role in the that play. Twice that we played that 3 times, the different places, that same play, and all the 3 times I was playing the Vasudev role, and first 2 and Raghuram Shetty was Kamsa. In first 2 plays, Raghuram Shetty was Kamsa and I was Vasudev, and his wife was Devaki. So actually it is Krishna's appearance, and Kamsa was getting the warning that he was driving the chariot of Devaki, and Akashvani comes and says, whoever you are driving, his son, 8th son will kill you. So that was the play, and that entire thing was, we did very well. And you played Kalindi, I think, so nicely. Chaitamayi was in one of the plays, Chaitamayi was Devaki. Yeah, one of the plays. In other 2 plays, it was Raghuram's wife was Devaki. In all the plays, I was the same role was Dev. And you were, I think all the 3 plays you were Kalindi, Yamuna. Yeah, Kalindi, Yamuna. So you play the Yamuna's role. So that's my mostly memory with Bhakta Rik, and so this was the past memories. But person-wise, Bhakta Rik, very nice, definitely. And his destination is going to be very nice. And of course, this material world, right? See, everybody going to go. We are also going to leave our body one time. It's a matter of, whatever time it comes, as Krishna said.
Bhakti Yoga is the greatest because it's the process of love. And love transcends everything. Love is either greater than death, because love transcends death. And the association that we have with those people is an association that touches so many people. As I was saying to you before, in the Bible, and Prabhupada often quoted the Bible, he said that if you save one person, you save the whole world. And he, with you and your other sons and daughter, they've done so much to save the whole world. All the time, he's thinking about some way that he can sing some song for Krishna. From Charitamrita, we went to one place where Rohini didn't want us to chant Hare Krishna, and you guys got up and chanted Hare Krishna anyhow, and chanted the Charitamrita on top of that. So all of his days were always in thought of Krishna. And that's the most important thing. And your mind is functioning on Krishna. It's not whether, like I say, you throw your banana in the fire and then you don't act properly. He did the proper thing. He took care of his wife. He took care of his family. He took care of everybody. I always looked at him as my brother. I always spoke to him as my brother, and he always came and gave me a big hug. I know sometimes I probably was annoying, but still, he, like the Rastafarians say, oversee. He could oversee all of those things like that. And he always managed to see the good in others and try to push others to do great things. This is what the process of Bhakti Yoga is. The process of Bhakti Yoga is higher than Jnani. It's a process of love. Love transcends everything. You have one moment of association with somebody, and that moment of association lives eternally with everyone in which you associate. And they pass that over. It's like throwing a stone into the water. It makes so many rings, and it passes over and over and over and over, and it has effect upon the whole environment. That one little drop. That one little drop. And that drop is coming from Krishna and Radha. It's their love. And so I'm not disturbed. I'm disturbed in one way because I'll miss him, physically seen, but I know that Krishna called him and brought him here for a specific purpose, to help all of us to reawaken that love. Prabhupada told me one thing when I first met him in early 1967. He told me that ISKCON is my family, and I always saw that with you, and I saw that with your sons and your daughter, and especially my brother Rick. So I don't know any more to say, is that I love him and I love you and your family very much, and all of the devotees here that he's touched, and all of the people who are outside of Krishna consciousness, they still have the spark of Krishna in them. We should also consider them also as devotees, because they have the spark of Krishna in them, that he reawoken that and made a blazing fire. I heard the bros down at the park down here, they were talking about your son rapping, Cole rapping, and your husband, he was playing the guitar, and you were playing too, and your daughters were singing, and we distributed more books at that moment than any other time. This is what Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is that when you have love, you're able to transfer that love to others. This is the process of bhakti yoga. And he represented to me and your family that process of bhakti yoga, love. Hare Krishna.
Oh, thank you.
And then you got to turn it off mute.
Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful, Gaur Prasad. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaur Prasad.
Thank you.
Lakshmi Narayana, it was, all the news came all at once for me. I heard he was sick, and then it was a bit overwhelming to get all that information at once that he passed. But just, really grateful to know Rick and the entire Chadwick family. I think Melissa knew them a little bit longer than I did, but I've had so much wonderful times with their whole family over the years. I keep thinking about when Chetamayi and Rick renewed their vows. I don't know who was here for that. Do you remember? Yeah. Yeah. It was like such a joyful occasion. Oh, put this here, okay. And I think just, it's not always easy for families to get along, right? We all come into families and everyone has different personalities, and there's always, different drama and conflicts and things. Everybody's going through something. But the Chadwicks, they just, I'm sure they went through conflicts and things with each other, but they always stuck together, always, supporting each other. And their family was like, just like a little sun globe, like shining on the whole community by the power of their combined service and their love and affection. When Chetamayi and Rick were here and renewed their vows, it was like such a joyous occasion. I remember they were playing games, and Rick had to get blindfolded and then see if he could find Chetamayi. They had a big sheet, and then different people put their hands through the sheet, and he had to find which one was Chetamayi just by shaking the hands. And he found her. He could always find her. And I think almost every person that has commented has said something about Rick's smile. He just would, you'd be stuck in your head, running around stressed out, trying to do something. And you'd see Rick, and he'd be like, Haribol. And his smile would just, pierce through. I think he was just, such a genuine person. And when he would greet you, it was just, pure love. And I just appreciate like their music, of course, you know, so much music. I remember going to the Wicked Hangin' Chad's show, one of their like goodbye shows before they moved to Oregon. And I get to sing a little bit on the stage with Chetamayi. And I always was like so touched by Rick and Cole's relationship. They have like such a special bond as father and son. And like over the years, like Cole actually, I was like always surprised that a son could work alongside his father. Like that takes such a special bond. And I was just thinking about like Melissa and the Chadwicks and how their presence in this community has been like such a blessing for so many Rathayatras and plays and everything involving arts and music and dancing and chanting and acting. And I remember when Chetamayi sang Hare Krishna to the melody of From the Lion King for one of our dramas. It was like, was it in the jungle, the mighty jungle, Garanga chants tonight, ooh-wee. I don't know. I don't remember if Rick was directly involved with that, but I feel like, you know, the family, they inspire each other. They were, even if they weren't all present at each musical performance, you know, as a family, they were one musical offering to the world. And I also remember, like, sometimes Rick, I would get little glimpses of like how tough he could be, right? Because like Chetamayi is tough. Like Chetamayi is like a bottomless pit of, not a bottomless pit, but like an endless reservoir of just music, which she's just constantly offering to Krishna. But if you work with Chetamayi is like a perfectionist, and she'll demand the best from you. But Rick demand the best of Chetamayi. So they're both like very committed to making the best offering possible, especially when it comes to chanting Krishna's holy name. And the biggest thing I know about Rick is that his entire life was service. And he never was prideful. He always wanted to serve. He was confident, and he knew exactly like the standard that he wanted, but he actually wasn't prideful. He was completely committed to serving his family, serving his community, serving the devotees. And he actually didn't discriminate. He considered himself a servant in every situation. And it makes me think of Narada Muni, you know, like how he became Narada Muni because he was serving the sages. And I think, you know, Rick is only going to just do greater and greater things on his soul's journey because he's always serving, and serving gives you the real blessings. So yeah, very grateful to know Rick and your whole family.
Thank you, Krishna. That's so beautiful. Beautiful thoughts, beautiful meditations.
Thank you. Wish I was there with you, Chetamayi. I miss you.
I can feel your virtual hugs.
Yeah. All right, who's next? Melissa?
Haribol Chetamayi, how are you? Hi, Cole. Wow, look at you. Vanchakaupatrabhyascha kripasindhu vyeva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I don't want to keep, because everybody said already such beautiful things. I think your family, it was love personified, music personified, creativity, joy, kindness, unity. Like, I don't know, you guys are like an inspiration, you know, like the smile alone, you know, the kindness alone. Like, if I could be an iota of you, and I truly am going to be inspired to chant more, to understand, like, you know, wherever I'm at, just connection, holy name and the connection. And by chanting and thinking of you and your family, I'm connected. And however I can serve you in this lifetime, in all the lifetimes, you know, I'm going to reach out to Cole to see how I can help out, even though we're far apart. And you guys are in my heart. And I also feel so grateful to know you and to have spent the years just observing when you came with Gracie and she was teeny tiny and you were dancing, and, you know, Marguerite and Cole and the beautiful family, always involved, always like drumming beautiful sounds on the streets and the harinams, you know, always ready for an artistic project, like just so giving, so loving, so warm, you know. I just had this memory of like Rick Prabhu, like sitting one day in a lecture and just like, you know, and definitely his smile. I will never forget his smile, and warmth and kindness, which you guys all have, and I'm just inspired by that. And I love you very much, and I'm also giving a gigantic hug and thinking of all of you, and just thank you so much for being who you are, and thank you, Krishna, for letting me know you and this beautiful community and the beautiful energy that you spread in our community. What a blessing that is. And, oh, sorry, yeah, this angle is kind of weird. Anyway, thank you so much. And yeah, just sending you a lot of love and tenderness and care.
Melissa, I'm very humbled by your words. I wish I could be worthy of such, but we'll keep trying. It's music is. Prabhupada gave this quote. He said, "Music is the highest knowledge." This is a quote from the Vedas. So somehow we knew that this is the one universal language that everyone will understand. And this was Lord Chaitanya's genius, that he would ask that we not go do fire ceremonies or go live in the mountains, but that we go right into the downtown areas and sing, sing, sing. This is how we attract people to the process of divine love. So thank you for your kind encouragement.
Hare Krishna, Chatamai Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. My obeisances to Rick Prabhu as well. So we all are actually deeply saddened by this loss. But at the same time, we are all joyous that there is no doubt that Rick Prabhu is going back to Godhead, or as Lakshman Narayan Prabhu said, that he will definitely, in his next birth, he will definitely do incredible services for Krishna. So as everybody said, I also always remember his infectious smile, and that reflected the kindness and love in his heart. And I also always remember that you all would be busy in different projects, musical projects. You would come to temple for Harinam services, for temple services, temple programs, you know, endless kirtans. But you would always say, you know, I have to go back, because Rick Prabhu said that you have to be back by this time. So he would always make sure that no matter how you are busy, but he would make sure that you are back to take care of your homely responsibilities as well. So that is required, because that balance is also required, because it's easy for devotees to get carried away when we come to temple, in a good way, in a good sense. So I also remember, like he would, for our dramas, especially in the temple, he and Cole, along with you, he would create wonderful background music for temple. And there are so many other incredible services which I was even not even aware. He did a lot of services in the construction area. So he was really extremely talented. I also know that your last home here in Massachusetts, I believe it was in Arlington, that also he built mostly by himself, maybe with help of coal. So that is really incredible. He had such amazing talents. And as the saying goes, the family that sings together stays together. So it was so wonderful to see all of you, all the family, having your own family-run musical band at the same time, render Harinams, Kirtans, and in Rath Yatras and the temple festivals, rendering your beautiful music. There are so many incredible memories, sweet memories for Rick Prabhu. But one thing in the last I would like to say is, I know that you had reached out to us, requesting that that we somehow contact His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj for Rick Prabhu's initiation. And actually, I would like to take this opportunity to beg forgiveness from you that from our side, we kind of, it's not that we did not take it seriously. We felt, that he will always get better and then he will be able to, join himself in person for the initiation. So still I would like to, beg forgiveness from you, from Rick Prabhu as well, that we, we fell short to render this service to him. We should have, acted more proactively and, more seriously to approach Maharaj's personal servants and assistants to go ahead with the initiation. But I remember when one of my relatives passed away, she was waiting for her initiation. Her name was on the waiting list actually for initiation. But she passed away before she could formally get initiated. So Vanmali Prabhu conveyed that message to His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. And that time he said that I have already accepted her as my disciple. So I'm very sure that we are hoping that we will be able to share this sad news with His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. And I'm sure without a doubt that he will say the same thing. And I'm also sure that he has already accepted Rick Prabhu as his disciple. So I just wanted to say these few words in his glory and in his memory. Rick Prabhu ki jai.
Such a comfort, such a comfort, Padma Gopika. You're doing so much service there. It's hard to cover so many bases. There should be no regrets on your part. It was not something that he would say it once in a while capriciously, but he at the end he actually was feeling more serious about the initiation process. But then again, I just think it was arranged that it wasn't happening. But at the same time, I understand through your story that there are many ways to take initiation. It doesn't have to be literal on the material plane. So if Krishna and Maharaj, and actually he requested from His Holiness Chandramauli Swami as well, who was hoping to get initiation. But it just, the pieces didn't match up and the timing was wrong. And Krishna arranges all these things. We can't think that we are in control of all of these transactions as they happen. We're all doing so many things. It's kind of a miracle when things work out well and according to our plans. However, there should be no regrets. You have done so many things for so many devotees. Your service is spotless as far as I'm concerned. And, Rick's had such a first-class send-off, right? The send-off. He had all the Vaishnav accoutrements there. So he's in good hands. He's in good hands. And initiation is something that's between him and his guru. We may never know the second half of this story, but he's certainly on his way. Certainly.
Definitely. There is not a grain of doubt about that. Haribol.